Welcome to Blender tutorial part 6, pencil tutorial. We're working on now bridging the gap between the pencil body and the eraser with a crimp. You can see that there's a large gap in here. I've left so we can do this exercise. We've got our photo imported of a regular pencil, and so now we can use this as a guide and get this going in a hopefully a pretty natural looking way. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to create a curve that matches the contours of this metal crimp, and then we're going to use it to spin it around and create new geometry in the shape of this since it's a cylinder. So we're going to do it in much the same way that they do a lathe in an auto shop or a wood shop. Okay, so let's go ahead and start this. Let's get our curve in here. They've got curves already pre-made and ready to throw in there. Shift A. Under the curve list, we've got Bezier curves, and that's what we want. Okay, we can see that the curve they put in is way bigger than what we need, so we need to scale that down. So let's quickly try to do that. S, scale it down a little more. There we go. Okay. So this is a basic curve that they have set up with Beziers. You can't see them yet. We have to get into edit mode to do that. Okay, we're in pretty good shape here, so I'm going to get out of quad view, Control Alt Q. All right, now this is set up and it already has normals that it uses as guides. I find them kind of distracting and pretty hard to work with, so we're just going to turn those off. Over here with the properties panel already open, like that, we're going to turn off in the heading of curve display. We're going to turn off normals, but we want handles to stay on. Handles help us adjust how steep those curves are. That's what it looks like with the handles off. So we're going to leave those on, and we're going to go ahead and start putting those into position. Let's start with the top one here. Just roughly, you can see how the handles have their own selectable points, and you use those to change the direction of the curve. But I'm just going to take the anchor point here and put that into where I want it to be. It needs to go up here because it's going to meet the wood, and the other side is going to go ahead and be part of the curves. You can see that it's curving the wrong direction. I'm just going to quickly click here and drag to turn that around and make it facing the right way. Okay, so to make more points so we can have more curves, we just hold down the control key and left click onto the next place we want it to be. All right, so now we have, we need to make an adjustment here also. By clicking this handle, you'll see that both handles are moving, and we don't want that. We only want one handle at a time to be moving. So what we do here is we hit V on the keyboard, and that changes the handle type. So I'm going to hit free, and that should free us up. Looks like it actually isn't. I'm going to click right here on the anchor point. Let's see if that works. Free. There we go. So if you click on the anchor point and then select free under the handle type, then we can go ahead and get those separated. Get the two handles separated. Oops. All right, so we'll click on the next anchor point, control left click. Looks like the handles are set for free as it is right now, which is good. Okay, I'm going to quickly try to go down, get all these curves put in, anchor point, control left click, move the handle. I then left click off to the side to finish my adjustment here. We'll shift and roll down a little bit more. We want a straight line between here and the next point. Control left click. Another control left click down here. Make our adjustments. Control left click. Adjust. Sometimes the points get pretty close together. You just have to be careful and select the right ones. Oops, wrong thing. Okay, well that curve looks pretty good so far. Let me get back into the quad view, and we want to check and make sure that everything is aligned right before we do our spinning. Control Alt Q. Let's see, period on the numpad. We'll just do that with all the views. We're looking for things like all the points being lined up in a straight row and it being in the right position to give us the geometry that we want. All right, looks pretty good to me. All right, then let's get on to the next part. We're going to go ahead and spin this around and make new geometry. But first, before we do, we need to convert that into a mesh, just like we did with text. So I'm going to get back into full view here, and let's do this. We need to select all of our vertices. Actually, I'm not even sure if I have to do that, but just in case. We'll select everything, and actually, no, we don't. We have to go back into object mode, hit tab, make sure we're selected here. Okay. And down here to the header of the timeline, object, all the way to the top, convert to, mesh from curve. Okay. So now, once we go back into edit mode, you can see that all the curves have been converted into points, vertices that are actually connected by straight lines. See that? Okay. Anyway, we have ourselves a mesh now, and it's going to be rotated. We need to get back out into quad view to do this. Control Alt Q, and let's center everything up. Center up all of our views. Okay, with that selected, we need to get back out into edit mode. First, we need to place our cursor in a place where we know, where the computer knows that what we want the geometry to take place in, where its center is going to be. So we know it's going to be right here in the middle of the lead. That's going to be the axis that we're looking down, that it's going to spin around. So I'm just going to left click in there, and down here is fine. You know, we just want it to be as close as possible to our center axis. Okay, pretty good. All right, we're in edit mode now, and we need to be in, make sure we're in vertex mode, and we'll do box select. We'll select all of our vertices here. Looks good. Just make notice that the 3D cursor is still in the same place. Looks great. So now we're going to use our spin tool. Let's just look for it over here. All right, it's in the toolbox under spin. We'll just click it once, and it's already set to the defaults that we're looking at here. So let's go through them really fast, and we'll see if we can get this to be like we want it to. Steps is the number of times that is going to be replicated around in a circle. We can change that easily just by going through and changing those numbers. 24 is usually a pretty good number. That's a nice smooth number. You know, so those are the number of segments that we're going to have all the way around. The angle is 360. Also, the axis is wrong though, so we need to fix that. Let's see. So right now the axis is set to 1.00, which is 100% along the y-axis, but it needs to be along the z-axis here. So first, let's change the y to 0. And that's a preview more or less of how we want it. We have to make sure it actually says 1 1.0 along the z-axis though. Okay, looks good. All right, now we've got a crimp that's lined up, fairly well lined up. It needs to stretch a little bit along one of these axes, so I'm just going to do S along the x-axis here. Or not. Oh, right. I've got to get into object mode to do that. So we'll hit Tab. You can see that see what we're looking at here. S along the x-axis. Bring that in a bit. There we go. I think that's looking pretty good. You can always go back later and make small adjustments. And let's see, we need to change our shading to smooth. Looks great. Okay, and then we'll let's go up to the outliner. We need to change the name. Instead of Bezier curve, that needs to be called crimp. Very nice. Okay, and let's add a material to it. Material's already selected. We just need to scroll up a little bit so it's so we can reveal it. White plus for a socket, and then add some data into the socket. We're going to call this pencil crimp. Fabulous. Diffuse, I'll try to give that a metallic gray. All right, that's looking pretty good now. I think we can take a minute and start parenting some things. We've got two objects that need to parent to the pencil body. So we'll just do that. Let's see. We have to select the item that's going to be parented first, and then select the other. I think it's just P. Nope, that wasn't it. Okay. Let's finish this thing up now. We're going to parent the loose items, the eraser and the crimp, to the pencil body. Right now, if you try to move the pencil, it moves by itself, but the other items do not move with it, so we need to fix that. Okay, first let us, I'm going to select the eraser, and we want to parent that to the pencil body. So you do that by shift, right click on the pencil body. So we have the eraser selected, then the pencil body selected. Then you do Control P on the keyboard. And so you set parent to object. So now when we select the pencil body, the eraser moves with it. And you can see here on the outliner, the hierarchy, how that works is you hit one of these little pluses here under pencil body, and you'll see that the other objects are parented now to the pencil body. So we have the parts of the cylinder that we used with its materials. Those are all connected into pencil body. We'll hit the minus key and close that up. And then the eraser is also parented to the pencil body. Okay, so now let's do the same thing with the crimp. We select that once, hold down Shift, right click on the pencil body, hit Control P, set parent to object. So now the crimp has fallen in line with the eraser, parented to the pencil body. So we'll just try it out here. I'm going to select nothing here, deselect, and then click on the pencil body. And we'll move that thing around. Everything moves together nice and neat. Looks good. I think we got it, people. Congratulations. We have finished our pencil tutorial. Next thing we're going to go on, we're going to start building our desk. And after that, who knows? Thanks for watching.